Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to R.A. Fagel Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. I'm Tim Calderwood. Next to me tonight, Kevin Jude for volleyball action as the 17th ranked Elmhurst College Blue Jays take on the same team they faced 1 week ago to date here in Elmhurst, the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans, in the CCIW play-in match. Now, Kevin, this match technically is not part of the CCIW tournament, but you don't get to play in the tournament this weekend without a victory today.
Pretty much. It's all they do seed 1 through 8 like it's a tournament match, and the winners will all play in the tournament. And they won't reseed in the tournament, but it's not a tournament match. It is a play-in match to get into the conference tournament. Blue Jays hold the 3 seed. Illinois Wesleyan is the 6 seed. Elmhurst defeated the Titans. Pretty easy work the last time they met 1 week ago, like you said, 25-14, 25-18. 25-16. The Blue Jays on fire entering tonight's match, Tim. Winners of 15 straight. They ran through the month of October completely undefeated, carrying a 15-game winning streak into tonight.
And that 15-match win streak is on the line for the Blue Jays. 28-4 against Illinois Wesleyan, 18-14. Glad you're with us on Blue Jay TV tonight. We are underway as Aaron Thill opens on serve for Elmhurst. On the left side, Maddie Graybar misses on the first opportunity, and Elmhurst is on the board.
Starting lineups for the Blue Jays tonight. We've got Aaron Thill at the setter. Caitlin Wilkes, Megan Reynolds, the 2 in the middle. Perry Morgan is the libero for the Blue Jays. Antonia Vesey-Smith and Sam Zarmak the outsides. Taylor Rasmussen on the right side for the Blue Jays.
Kept off of the hardwood, batted around and sent over. And at the net, Caitlin Wilkes in there along with Antonia Vesey-Smith for Elmhurst.
Quick start for the Blue Jays, 2 points just like that. They tried to tip it over Vesey-Smith. She got a hand on it and put it right back down.
2-zip, Aaron Thill continuing to serve, targeting Maya Thalman in the back row. And it's an error from Maddie Graybar.
Not much that Graybar could really do with that one. Thalman had nothing on the serve receive. You saw the setter having to come running back to the back row to try to set up the attackers from the outside.
Solid start for Elmhurst in the CCIW play-in match. Deep serve from Thill. Graybar again will try the left side. And there's the first point for Illinois Wesleyan today.
Graybar open space, picked the court right in front of a stretched out Sam Zarmak.
First to serve for the Titans, Stacy Hassinger, senior setter. And it's an error for a side out to the Blue Jays. Let's look at the CCIW standings. Carthage won the regular season title 7-0. Milliken was just 6-1 with their one loss coming to Carthage. And then Elmhurst sitting third, 5-2. Wheaton 4-3. North Central 3-4. Illinois Wesleyan 2-5, Augustana 1-6, and North Park winless at 0-7. Now, Kevin, without getting too far ahead, Elmhurst has done a very solid job of avenging some defeats from this year. They may have an opportunity to avenge that loss to Milliken this weekend potentially.
Well, they'd already split on the season with Oshkosh. That's where their an early loss was. They also were able to come back and get one against Carthage College and then University of Chicago. They've beaten every team that they've lost to, with exception of Milliken, have not played the Big Blue twice. And if the seedings work out the way that you'd think they might, the Blue Jays might get a shot here after all. As an ace for Illinois Wesleyan, though.
5-3, Elmhurst with the advantage in the opening set tonight.
Like you said, you don't want to get too far in front. It's a long way to go. We've just started this match. 5-3 Blue Jays. Titans putting together a couple points. Blue Jays having some trouble handling the serves here.
And Zarmak found an opening.
Zarmak going cross court, back corner, and tucks it past the Illinois Wesleyan defense. How good was Elmhurst in the month of October, Tim? They were 15-0, dropping just 5 sets along the way.
Wow.
One of those was this weekend to Benedictine University. Still a 3-1 victory for Elmhurst.
Alex Hill in the middle, 6'4", Elmhurst with the advantage. Dropping back to serve for Illinois Wesleyan. The libero, Jenny Darrow, freshman.
Talk about the other CCW matchups tonight, Tim. You mentioned the standings, but Elmhurst is the 3 seed hosting Illinois Wesleyan tonight. The 4 and the 5, it's North Central at Illinois Wesleyan. 7 at the 2, Augustana traveling to Milliken, and the top-seeded Carthage College Lady Reds hosting the 8th-seeded North Park Vikings, and Titans are suddenly within 1.
6-5 deep serve. Aaron Thill feeds Zarmak too much, and we're even. After a 3-0 start for Elmhurst, Illinois Wesleyan has outscored the Blue Jays 6-3 to come charging back in this first set.
Titans really working Zarmak here on the service sheet. There's a great pass to Thill.
Megan Reynolds wide open, right in front of Maddie Graybar.
Zarmak had a little trouble with the first couple serves. This time, no problem whatsoever. Perfect pass to Thill and an easy put away for Megan Reynolds.
Taylor Rasmussen enters, sophomore for the Blue Jays. Serving for Elmhurst here in the opening set. A tight opening set. Now remember back to last week's meeting, it's about the middle portion of each of those 3 sets that Elmhurst started to take control.
Unloading from the near side for Illinois Wesleyan, Maddie Graybar, the freshman from St. Ignatius. One of the kill leaders on this team. In fact, she does lead the team in kills. 303 entering tonight's match.
7 apiece. Graybar from the back row at VC Smith, who digs it out. Reynolds short, but it's sent back. Reynolds will swing. Graybar on the scene. Left edge, Kinsey Schweigert. And Elmhurst in the net as Illinois Wesleyan takes the lead for the first time.
That's a lot of emotion in this match early on. Not going to be an easy win by any means for Elmhurst tonight. They're going to have their work cut out. Titans want to get in the conference tournament just as badly as the Blue Jays do.
Rhodes with a short serve and missed it. 8-8 here in the opening set of play. As Sam Zarmak drops back to serve. Zarmak with a strong one up the right edge, a freshman out of St. Charles. Schweigert with an attempt. Katie Rufer is entered at the center position.
Just overshooting Megan Reynolds that time. Reynolds looking for that quick short set. And Rufer just shot it over her head.
Illinois Wesleyan back in front at 9-8 here in the opening set. Schweigert deep. Zarmak retreats. Here's VC Smith short. In the air, batted around. Set up, and Zarmak couldn't save it, or did she? She didn't save it, apparently.
It was a live ball. The Blue Jays just kind of gave up on that one. Was not blown dead. Great dig by Zarmak, but Elmhurst thought it was on the floor, and the Titans suddenly with a 2-point lead.
Reynolds has it swatted. Rufer will feed VC Smith short. Graybar is there. And an attempt from Stephanie Burrow hands Illinois Wesleyan an 11-8 lead. Timeout Elmhurst.
No surprise, Julie Hall calling a timeout. Titans are fired up. A lot of emotion. They are the underdog in this match. They want to get to the conference tournament. Winner of the CCIW tournament gets an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
Quickly assess Elmhurst's chances at an at-large bid if they don't end up winning the CCIW tournament.
Well, I think they're strong, but that would be if they get into the conference tournament tonight. A loss tonight would certainly hurt their chances. A loss to the Titans tonight would hurt their chances a little bit. But right now they're currently ranked second in the region, just behind Carthage College. So it also partially depends, Tim, as to how many upsets there are along the way with teams who are expected to get automatic bids and don't necessarily win their conference tournament. You know, you have to figure that Carthage College going to the national tournament no matter what if they don't win the conference tournament. And that would certainly, if it's not at Carthage, it's not Elmhurst. If they don't win the conference tournament, well, that's going to take away one of those Pool C spots for the at-large bid. So a lot can still happen. Your best bet, don't leave anything to chance.
Illinois Wesleyan certainly not leaving anything with chance tonight. They're coming out very, very loose, very free, leading 11-8 before the kill from Megan Reynolds records the side out for Elmhurst.
Well, that's how you stop a streak. Reynolds just that little rollover, bangs it down cross court for the kill on the side out.
Perry Morgan serving for the Blue Jays. targeting her fellow libero, Darrow.
Double hit,
and
yep.
a double hit.
Mishandled off the original serve as Darrow had all kinds of trouble with the serve, kind of ate her up. And the Blue Jays closed to within one. Like we said, Tim, it was eerily similar in those first 3 sets in the last week when they played. They were all very tight right here. 11-11 now is the Blue Jays with the block. Wilkes and V.C. Smith again. Similar situation to what we saw last week before Elmhurst started to pull away. Let's see if the Blue Jays can duplicate that. 3 straight points for Elmhurst after the timeout.
Perry Morgan over at Thalman, who had some issues. Friendly roll off the top of the tape. And V.C. Smith connects. Elmhurst back in front. 4 straight.
Make it 4 straight for the Blue Jays. Let's see if Kim Nelson-Brown wants to use a timeout. She's not going to, but up off the bench to talk to her team. Try to calm them down here a little bit as Titans have seen their 3-point lead evaporate.
Perry Morgan serving for Elmhurst and digging it out as well. Roofer leads Wilkes in the middle. Titans scrambling from the back row. It'll be sent over by Darrow.
Good opportunity here for Elmhurst.
Here's V.C. Smith taking advantage.
Said good opportunity. Those free balls just sent over the net. You've got to get good passing from the Blue Jays, and that's exactly what they did. Zarmak to Roofer and V.C. Smith up high to put that one away.
Perry Morgan with the honors again for the Blue Jays, who are on a long serving run. Burrow. And Roofer swats at it.
Another 3-ball opportunity for Elmhurst.
Roofer sets up V.C. Smith with a little too much.
Saying a tip down here from the near side. Tip being called by the line judge down here, and it's a point for the Blue Jays. There was no hesitation. Linesman said all the way, that is a tip.
We've got a timeout taken by Illinois Wesleyan here in the first set, with Elmhurst leading 14-11, ripping off 6 straight points after a timeout.
Not much of an argument from Illinois Wesleyan either, so the Blue Jays with 6 straight points. Officials tonight, Mary Malpede, the down referee, Sandy Abenanti, the up ref, having a conversation with our 2 line judges right now. A veteran CCAW crew, have worked a ton of matches over their career here. I think Sandy telling him right now, just be a little more, really make sure that you get that point across that was a tip. He called it the whole way before the referees recognized it was a tip. 14-11. Both teams have burned a timeout. Elmhurst was down by 3. 6 straight from the Blue Jays, though, have them in front.
Illinois Wesleyan attempting to break up the run by the Blue Jays and the momentum with it. 14-11. Perry Morgan continuing to serve. And ending the run finally is Stephanie Burrow for Illinois Wesleyan.
Yeah, that's perfect execution by the Titans that time. Good pass, good set, and Burrow up and able to hammer the ball down. Best look the Titans had behind the 7 serves that Morgan ripped off.
And now it'll be Burrow on serve. Kind of an awkward angle initially.
Got a long approach on her serve.
V.C. Smith seeking a hole. And at the net, the Blue Jays, Caitlin Wilkes. Taylor Rasmussen returns.
Erin Thill back at setter for the Blue Jays. She's back to serve.
Erin Thill out of Freeport. Set up and open for Alex Hill.
Tucking that one just inside the back line.
Stacy Hassinger serving. 15-13 Elmhurst on top. Let me throw this question out there. These teams, as we talked about, met just last week. The fact that they're seeing each other again so soon, how does that affect each of these squads?
I think it probably has to favor Illinois Wesleyan slightly, and Elmhurst came away with the win. The Blue Jays thinking, well, you probably did everything right. Titans know how Elmhurst beat them. Able to go back and look at that, maybe figure out and come out with some adjustments. Titans playing a little bit tight, a little more relaxed today. And right there with Elmhurst in this first set.
Rasmussen found a hole.
Taylor Rasmussen going right down the line, directly in front of the line judge. Puts Elmhurst on top 17-13.
I think Kim Nelson-Brown had a little bit of an argument there with the line judge. He was up, pleading with the officials.
That one looked pretty from our angle. Certainly looked like it was in.
Winding up his gray bar with too much on it.
Yeah, I think Kim Nelson-Brown's going to burn timeout number 2.
Second timeout for Illinois Wesleyan, who led 11-8. Since then, they have only scored 2 points. They've been outscored 10-2, and it's Elmhurst in front 18-13 here in the opening set.
Well, that's a good sign, something you like to see if you're an Elmhurst fan, Tim. The Blue Jays not really wilting at all, not feeling much pressure or concern. Julie Hall takes the timeout. They settle down immediately, and instead of rip off 6 straight points, open up a nice lead, and now Illinois Wesleyan's had to burn both of their timeouts as the Blue Jays have outscored the Titans, like you said, 10-2 over the last 12 points.
Quick timeout from Kim Nelson-Brown as she attempts to settle down her squad here in the opening set. Antonia Vesey-Smith will restart play out of the stoppage. An arcing serve towards the back row. Stepping up is Thalman into the net.
Titans again with problems. Darrow not able to handle the serve really well. When your setter's got to be running all over the floor trying to set up your attackers, you know it's not very good. This one much better by Darrow.
And an opening for Katie Rhodes.
Blue Jays tried to go short that time, tried to pop the serve into the opening. Instead, it gave Illinois Wesleyan a perfect opportunity and a good look.
Phil leading Rasmussen, who's denied.
2 straight for the Titans. Shaving the Blue Jays lead down to just 4 points now at 19-15.
Time running out, though, here in the opening set for Illinois Wesleyan. Zarmak. Too much on the second attempt. The first just came back over.
Yeah, just a little bit of a touch behind the Titans to keep that ball alive. Otherwise, that would have been 4, but 3 straight for Illinois Wesleyan. I think if they get one more, Julie Hall might burn her second timeout.
Maddie Graybar seeking some assistance.
Little miscommunication in the back row between Zarmak and Morgan. They both went for it. I think the Blue Jays are going to get one more point here before Julie Hall burns the timeout. 19-17. She wants the Blue Jays to fight through this on their own.
Zarmak converts 20-17. Now remember, last week Illinois Wesleyan went on a long run late in a set. Perhaps that gave them some confidence coming into this matchup as well. That
was the third and final set where the Blue Jays had about a 12-13 point lead, and the Titans ended up shaving it down, making it very interesting. And Caitlin Wilkes rips off the ace. Great serve by Wilkes, just putting that one in open space, sinking away. Nothing Illinois Wesleyan can really do with that one.
Wilkes will try again. Into the net. She follows up the ace with an error.
Yeah, you hate to give teams free points here in matches where a tournament berth is at stake. Free point for the Titans brings them to within 3 as Darrow back to serve.
Phil, back set towards Rasmussen, 22-18.
Reynolds drew all the attention into the middle. And instead, she back sets towards Rasmussen, who has a wide open hole. Great vision that time by Aaron Thill to see that one. And Rasmussen's going to have an ace for the Blue Jays. The Titans again with some problems handling the Elmhurst serve, especially when they've been serving deep. And now back to a 5-point advantage here, is just 2 points away from the opening set.
The serve is the biggest weapon, really. The opportunity to set up the offense from the serve. Zarmak just over the top. Hassinger back towards the left hand of Rhodes, and it's denied.
Megan Reynolds and Sam Zarmak there. I think that was mostly Reynolds that time, but shot right back at the Titans. And Blue Jays have 6 set points here.
24-18, trying to close out the first. Little miscommunication in the back row, and Megan Reynolds just waits and hands Elmhurst the opening set by the count of 25-18. We've played one in Elmhurst. The CCIW play-in match between Elmhurst and Illinois Wesleyan continues in moments on Blue Jay TV. One set in the books. Elmhurst 25-18 over Illinois Wesleyan. Tim Calderwood with you alongside Kevin Jude from R.A. Faginal Hall in Elmhurst. This Tuesday night, the CCIW tournament play-in match. The 3 and 6 seeded teams facing each other here today, as Elmhurst trying to make their way to the weekend. Illinois Wesleyan will open on serve, and Stacy Hassinger hands it over to the Blue Jays quickly. Not exactly the way you want to start if you're the Titans. Antonia V.C. Smith will have the first honors for Elmhurst. was missed as the Blue Jays hold a 2-0 lead. V.C. Smith into the back right corner. Stepping up and aiming cross court is Graybar. In the middle, it's Wilkes. Kept alive. Perry Morgan retreats. Here's Rasmussen, you bet.
Nice job by Perry Morgan for the Blue Jays. Read that attack the whole way, backpedaling into the back row, able to be there in great position to handle the attack. And Elmhurst, just like the first set, 3-0. Blue Jays with a quick start.
Make it a 4-0 advantage. So perhaps that little bump in the road midway through the first set was all that Elmhurst needed to awaken here tonight.
Well, they've played very strong ever since. They were down 11-8 in the opening set. Came back, took the opener 25-18.
V.C. Smith aiming short here. Back towards Graybar. Perry Morgan will snuff it out. Sam Zarmak stretches the lead to 5-0.
Well, Zarmak can really unload. She's got some great raw power on the outside. You saw it right there. Just a freshman, part of this core of young players that have really stepped up here in 2011 for Elmhurst.
Winding up is Rhodes. And a little miscommunication finally results in just a simple over. Waiting again and converting in the middle is Alex Hill.
Morgan's dig went back over the net. Perry was charging back forward again. And Hill read it perfectly, put it back where Morgan started with. Just overhead and down to end the Blue Jays' run to open the second set.
First points for Illinois Wesleyan here in the second set. And Elmhurst will make it quickly one and done.
Those short, quick sets to the middle hitters are so dangerous and so difficult to stop. Megan Reynolds and Caitlin Wilkes executed so well.
6-1 Blue Jay lead. Caitlin Wilkes with a deep serve.
Going down the sideline, Titans elect to play it as it may have been out.
And it was tipped as Illinois Wesleyan records the side out.
Should mention Megan Reynolds named CCW Offensive Player of the Week for the third time this season earlier today.
Just a sophomore. Megan Reynolds has really come on for the Blue Jays. This team as a whole has taken so many steps forward this year. How about Aaron Thill wrapping it around the antenna? And Megan Reynolds on the defensive end stuffs it at the net.
Line judge is going to get called over and make sure it did not cross over here. They're going to have a conference with the Titan fans. Thought it went around. So did the coaching staff.
Now the conversation.
Both referees over here. Now. Let's see. I don't know if they're, unless they're sure of it.
Would you call a redo anyway?
I'd say you could always replay the point.
And they're going to say it's a point for Illinois Wesleyan instead.
So make it 7-3. Good effort by Aaron Thill.
Nearly an ace for the Titans.
Great help that time by V.C. Smith.
Short attempt from Burrow, who's able to ease it on down. Darrow serving the Titans on a bit of a run. Here's Reynolds, and that's blocked. Rhodes and Burrow in the middle.
Doesn't happen very often that you see Reynolds get it stuffed back at her. Rhodes and Burrow combining for the block for Illinois Wesleyan, and here come the Titans.
Zarmak converts.
Oh, and that's how you end a run. Zarmak just leaps up and powers that one down for Elmhurst.
Taylor Rasmussen serving for Elmhurst here in the second set. The Blue Jays are up a set in the CCIW tournament play-in match. Stephanie Burrow with a point for the Titans.
That was very close to the back corner. And Burrow tucks it in.
Katie Rhodes serving off the net for Zarmak.
Zarmak's third kill of the set already for the Blue Jays.
And now she'll have the honors of serving as well. Zarmak with a very deep serve. Backing up on it was Darrow. And converting for Illinois Wesleyan is Kinsey Schweigert.
Schweigert just powering that one off of the Elmhurst block, and Morgan's slow to get up here for the Blue Jays. She's okay.
Schweigert with the honors on serve. Illinois Wesleyan within a point. Here's Megan Reynolds.
Back set by Rufer. A little roll play again by Megan Reynolds. Looks like she's going to the middle, instead rolls behind for the back set. And a 9-7 lead for the Blue Jays.
Perry Morgan taking her time, the junior libero out of Indiana. Right down the middle. Just kept off with a hardwood by Graybar. V.C. Smith steps up on the left edge. Now it's Graybar, dug out by Morgan, who's been strong defensively. Marcy Novak has a go. Katie Rufer from the set slot says, all right, I'll drop it in.
Good read by Katie Rufer. Saw the hole there in the Titans defense. And able to just drop it in.
Do I see Victory in the house?
Victory Blue Jay making an appearance tonight. Oh, great job by the Titans to keep it alive.
Jump ball at the net, and it ends up on the Illinois Wesleyan side.
Stacy Hassinger able to just pull that one down. It looked like it was a sure ace for Elmhurst. Hassinger keeping it alive. I think Caitlin Wilkes having it 2 kill opportunities for Wilkes. Titans kept it alive before coming short on the third opportunity.
We've got a timeout on the floor. It's Elmhurst up 11-7 here in the second set. The Blue Jays on a 15-match winning streak. It started on October 4th at Augustana, winning in straight sets. They've been very strong at home this year. Strong all over the place. The Blue Jays look to carry this momentum into the CCIW tournament this weekend. Peaking at the right time, Kevin.
Absolutely. You know, they had won only 4 out of 7 matches. They were 4-3 in a 7-match string after suffering back-to-back losses. UW-Oshkosh, then Milliken. They had 4 straight wins then before they lost to Carthage, and then something just clicked. After they beat Augustana, there was a big key stretch, Tim. October 6th, October 7th, October 8th, when the Blue Jays won 5 straight matches, toppling UW-Whitewater, Cornell, UW-Platteville, Carthage, and Wartburg. A stretch where some teams could go 0-5, and the Blue Jays come out of their 5-0 against, those are 4 nationally ranked opponents and 1 regionally ranked opponent by the AVCA this year.
Stephanie Burrow with the side out for Illinois Wesleyan.
And that put it all kind of in motion for the Blue Jays. They ran their win streak to 6, and they have never looked back since.
Burrow now on serve here in the second set. V.C. Smith off of Burrow. Calling in the back row is Rhodes, and couldn't clear the nets.
Rhodes just a miss hit from the back. Titans did a nice job defensively to keep it alive.
Changes for the Blue Jays. Rasmussen and Thill return. It'll be Thill serving. With Elmhurst leading 12-8. Over. And a lift is called on Perry Morgan, as in the middle it was Alex Hill.
They may have just deflected off of a Blue Jay blocker, and that kind of ate up Morgan a little bit. Trying to backpedal into that one a little.
Very, very short serve from Hassinger. And it's eased over again by Hill. Consecutive points for Illinois Wesleyan.
Hassinger just picking her spot, that time with a short serve. Morgan dove to the floor to keep it up, but an easy kill that time for Hill. She just leaps up in the net and puts it right back down. Try the float serve again, not so successful. That's the danger when you try that float short serve. Sometimes it just clears the net like the first one. Sometimes it goes right into the net.
(13-10). Hassinger will set up Hill. V.C. Smith, full out extension. Zarmak short. Hill again. She's been the go-to player for Illinois Wesleyan of late. Graybar towards the back row. Phil will punch it over, and over the top is called.
Similar spot to where we were in this opening set here, Tim. Just a short lead right in the middle. 13-11 for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst put together a long run to start to pull away.
And it is Rasmussen for Elmhurst. Caitlin Wilkes serving. Schweigert found a hole.
We have one other score going on from around the CCIW. Carthage all over North Park, up 2-0 already.
14-12, jump ball at the net. Rasmussen sends it into the Titans. Phil feeds Zarmak, and we are tied at 14.
See if Julia
Actually, they're going to overrule it and say it was tipped. The up officials saw a tip.
Blue Jays catch a break right here instead of being a tie and maybe having to burn a timeout.
Good rally. Swatted at by Rhodes and ended by Burrow.
V.C. Smith just too strong with the pass attempt off for the Blue Jays, trying to set up Roofer. And we are even up now.
15-15. Megan Reynolds into the middle. Little miscommunication for the Titans. V.C. Smith steps in to take charge, and Zarmak will power it home.
Sam Zarmak leaping up on the far side and just hammers it cross court. Big opening there in the Titans defense. Not sure if that score is accurate here, if the scoreboard's right. It is 16 for the Blue Jays. I thought it was 16-14, but 16-15.
I was kind of wondering that myself, going back to the point that was reversed after the call was ruled as a tip.
A couple great defensive plays here by the Titans to keep this one alive.
Reynolds off of Darrow. My goodness.
Just those short sets, and Megan Reynolds has such power the way she snaps that arm down and just unloads. No chance for Darrow.
Zarmak serving, 17-15 the count in the second set. Up the left side and out on the attempt from Rhodes.
Let's see if there's going to be a timeout now by Kim Nelson-Brown. Yes, there is.
18-15, Elmhurst with the advantage here tonight in the CCIW Volleyball Tournament play-in matchup. Tim Calderwood with you alongside Kevin Jude. Elmhurst with only 4 losses this year. To the University of Chicago, which was avenged. To Milliken, which they may have the opportunity to avenge this weekend. To Carthage, which was avenged. And also a loss to the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh that came after a victory.
Yeah, the Blue Jays, like you said, Tim, 4 losses. They've avenged 3 of them. Try to see if we can get some updates from around the CCIW here tonight. See how some of these other matches are shaping up. We know Carthage up 2-0, 2 sets to nothing already. 25-17, 25-6 were the first 2.
Zarmak out of the timeout serving. And Illinois Wesleyan into the net.
Sent it along too. Was out of play anyway. I don't think there was a touch by the Blue Jays, but nonetheless, 19-15 Elmhurst starting to open it back up here a little bit.
Schweigert found space.
Got Morgan leaning just the other way off a step that time. Titans able to side out here, get a point.
It'll be Schweigert serving as well in the second set. Marcy Novak in the back row, and Rufer will attack. A lift is called. Perry Morgan serving for Elmhurst. (20-16) the Blue Jays with the lead. Line drive serve. Set backwards and sent home by Burrow.
Burrow able to just fight it through the Elmhurst block. Titans not going away here in the second. Down by only 3, 20-17. Illinois Wesleyan has had a few nice runs in this match already, Tim. 3-point cushion hardly safe right now for the Blue Jays. But that's what you can't do if you're Illinois Wesleyan. Trying to go down the opposite line and sending it out. You can't give another team free points here with your service errors.
And Aaron Thill with Elmhurst up 4. Thill towards the back. Wesleyan has to recover. They're able to. Here's VC Smith off the blockers, make it 22-17. Elmhurst leading by a set. And it's over for VC Smith. Phil will set up Rasmussen. Swinging is Graybar. Zarmak to the back row.
Nicely handled by Illinois Wesleyan.
Stuffed, but off the blockers and a point for Illinois Wesleyan.
Stuffed, but just out. Titans needed that one to keep this within 5 points at 4 now, 22-18. Otherwise, the Blue Jays may have had a chance to put the win. A great dive by VC Smith to prevent the ace.
22-18, make it 23-18 for the Blue Jays.
Antonia VC Smith gets that, should get credit for that point for the Blue Jays. Fantastic slide to keep that ball in play off the serve. And then a hitting error by Illinois Wesleyan.
Hannah Lesson is in to serve. Net is rattling a bit. Katie Rhodes able to keep this second set moving. And so the Titans trying to hang on here, keeping this matchup moving in set number 2. A little bit behind Schweigert. Zarmak denied. Now it is Wilkes, denied again. Morgan into the air for Rasmussen off the blockers. And Stacy Hassinger.
Great read by Hassinger. Electing to just dump it short. See if Julie Hall is going to take a timeout. She will. Close enough for Julie Hall. The Titans within 3 points now. Elmhurst seen enough. They'll take a timeout here, see if they can end this run and try to put this second set away. Had a 5-point cushion here late in the third, but down to just 3 points now.
23-20 is the count in set number 2. Elmhurst trying to put a little distance between themselves and the Titans, the upset-minded Titans tonight. Illinois Wesleyan with a big serve upcoming. The honors belong to Maddie Graybar. Zarmak reached behind and is called for a lift.
Not the greatest set by Phil, just too strong behind the antenna, and the Titans within 2. It's a good handle of the serve by the Blue Jays, but just...
And a nice serve here. Hannah Lesson trying to help out, could not. Illinois Wesleyan within 1.
Blue Jays just not handling the Titans serve well in the back, and Julie Hall is going to take another timeout. Back-to-back timeouts by the Blue Jays, and Titans within 1 point, fighting off, coming back from down 5. Don't want to give this one up if you're Elmhurst, Tim. Titans would have some momentum heading into the third if they can equal things up here.
23-22, Elmhurst with a 1-point edge on the board. Want to let you know our next broadcast here on Blue Jay TV actually is going to be a winter sport.
That it is.
Next Thursday, we'll have wrestling for you. Same spot, R.A. Fagnall Hall. The wrestling season begins in a dual meet against Loras College. (23-22) out of the timeout. It's Maddie Graybar on serve. Graybar trying to keep it alive and does on an error. We are tied at 23.
Boy, the Blue Jays are really struggling in the back row with handling the serve.
Punched by Graybar. Wilkes short. Hassinger sets up the left side for Schweigert, who missed. And a set point upcoming for Elmhurst.
Does not tip. Blue Jays dodge a bullet there.
Caitlin Wilkes will try to serve it out with the crowd coming to life. Megan Reynolds ends it. Certainly did not come easy for Elmhurst in the second set, but the Blue Jays pick up a 25-23 victory, and they will try to sweep Illinois Wesleyan and move on to the weekend when we come back on Blue Jay TV. Elmhurst trying to sweep Illinois Wesleyan and advance to the weekend where we have learned they will be facing Kevin.
Well, I'm pretty sure it looks like Milligan trying to get some updates from the live video, but it looks like Milligan took care of Augustana College earlier, just a few seconds ago. Meanwhile, Carthage all but has it over, 23-7 in the third with a 2-0 lead already.
Nice rally to open this third set with Elmhurst in front, 2-0. Maddie Graybar and Elmhurst with the first points of this third set.
Blue Jays have scored first in each of the 3 sets here tonight. See if the Titans can ride a little momentum from that near comeback here in the opening round. Maybe just that.
Pretty deep serve. And out. A little bit of look of disdain from the Illinois Wesleyan bench.
Right up on top of it. Linesman there in the call. Up referee had a good angle on it as well.
Aaron Thill on serve for the Blue Jays. Somehow kept off the floor, and Kim Nelson-Brown off her feet again for the Titans. On the left edge, it's Graybar short. Perry Morgan jogging back up, and Aaron Thill will attack the back corner. And couldn't get it over. Jenny Darrow could not get it over, and Kim Nelson-Brown is livid.
Having a very lively conversation with Mary Malbidi, our down referee. Fantastic dig by Perry Morgan to keep that one alive for Elmhurst.
3-0 Elmhurst with the advantage. It'll be Aaron Thill serving for the Blue Jays as they try to sweep here tonight. Back towards Alex Hill, too much there.
Couple mistakes by the Titans in the early going here of this third set.
Did they miss the best opportunity to take a set?
Well, it's possible. You had a great comeback just to come up a little short there, and the Blue Jays going to have an ace here. 5-0 Elmhurst to start. The Blue Jays surging, and Kim Nelson-Brown, a quick timeout.
Illinois Wesleyan season hanging in the balance here tonight. And Kim Nelson-Brown will continue to talk with the officials during this timeout.
Spent about 25 seconds of her timeout talking to the officials. They'll confer, both officials and the linesmen here.
Titans break the huddle with some work to do.
Carthage and North Park have gone final up in Kenosha. Carthage winners in straight sets. Only one we're not sure of right now is Wheaton and North Central. That's the 4-5 matchup. That's who Carthage will play. Milliken is in.
And the first point for Illinois Wesleyan is Maddie Graybar winds up for the Titans on the left edge.
Titans have some very good young weapons on this team. Burrow and Graybar are both underclassmen. Burrow, a sophomore middle hitter. Graybar, just a freshman outside hitter.
Phil towards V.C. Smith. Point continuing. And it'll slice in from Katie Rhodes.
Two straight for the Titans now. Illinois Wesleyan, a relatively young team as well, Tim. Just one senior on the team. That's Stacy Hassinger. 5 juniors, the rest underclassmen.
V.C. Smith charges up from the back row, and a lift is called off of Rasmussen.
Yep,
So 3 straight for Illinois Wesleyan now.
Trying to dig it out of the net. Got her hands and then came up and caught her in the shoulder.
Phil Back towards Wilkes, and it was off the blockers and into the Titan bench.
Titans don't think so, but that looked pretty obvious to me up here. And Mary Malpeter, our down referee, certainly thought it was obvious from the floor. No argument from Kim Nelson-Brown on that one.
6-3 Elmhurst. Left-handed swing from Rhodes, missed. It's an Avc Smith, the junior from Joliet, serving for Elmhurst. Leading 7-3 in the third, up 2 sets. And a lift is called off of the block.
Blue Jays been called for the lift repeatedly, trying to dig out some of the blocks that time. That one pretty obvious as well.
Back set towards Wilkes. Just got a piece of the line.
Right on top of the linesman in front. Having to move out of the way on that one. Pointing with authority straight down that time.
In for Katie Rhodes.
Rhodes picking a great spot. Back row, got the Blue Jays defense up a little bit and just tucked it in front of that end line.
8-5, Elmhurst with the advantage here in the third. Rasmussen just kind of pushed it over the net.
Again, Blue Jays have so many different weapons that can hurt you. Teams know Mel Mengen Reynolds, but they've also got Caitlin Wilkes in the middle. Taylor Rasmussen having a strong season for Elmhurst. Zarmak and VC Smith. Marcy Novak and Hannah Lesson can swing from the back row too when they're out there.
9-6. Kinsey Schweigert serving for Illinois Wesleyan. Katie Rufer thought it was going over, waited on it, and then was out of position. (9-7) and an error. I would say this, it's been a much different look to the matchup here tonight compared to the one we had a week ago.
Yeah, a little more on the line tonight, Tim, I think, for both teams. Obviously a shot to get into the conference tournament. At stake, knowing that there's a shot at the NCAA tournament than if you win the conference tournament. Titans may have done the Blue Jays a favor on that one. I think that one was going to sail along. And handled at the last possible second by Illinois Wesleyan.
11-7 Elmhurst with the advantage. Zarmak pounding it down against the ground. Morgan tries to help out. Zarmak just turns around. Steered over by Hassinger. In the middle, Reynolds with a whole lot of open space.
That's about as best of a team play as you're going to see out here tonight by the Blue Jays. Novak a dime to keep it to originally keep it alive. Then Morgan a fantastic follow-up dive sent over by the Blue Jays, and then perfect execution as Reynolds leaves no doubt.
Backing up on it is Burrow. Tried to wrap it around, could not. (13-7). Zarmak into the net.
Not a lot of service errors tonight for the Blue Jays. Titans have had a few. I believe that's the Blue Jays' second.
Stephanie Burrow serving for Illinois Wesleyan. Denied at the net. On the left side, it's Graybar winding up and off the blockers.
So Maddie Graybar, just a freshman, 300 kills on the season entering tonight's match. Burrow, a sophomore, 292 entering the match. And Alex Hill, a junior, at 260. So the Titans have a pretty good nucleus to come back for next year, a few years as well.
And Antonia V.C. Smith short.
Just good recognition that time by V.C. Smith, dumping it short over the Titan block.
(14-9) Elmhurst in control here during the third set, trying to sweep Illinois Wesleyan for the second consecutive matchup. Titans with other ideas. Katie Rufer in the middle for Wilkes, utilizing the blockers. Graybar denied. Stuffed again, Wilkes and V.C. Smith. Returning is Rasmussen for the Blue Jays. Deep serve with Elmhurst leading 15-10. Here's Graybar. Phil from the set slot. So many times today, the set position has become an attack position for Elmhurst.
Very good recognition by the Blue Jay setters. You've seen Phil do it a couple times, Katie Rufer do it a few times as well. Elmhurst with a 6-point lead, and the Titans will call a timeout.
16-10, Elmhurst leading in the third set as the Blue Jays try to sweep the Titans here tonight. And we know two of the teams who have reached the CCIW tournament this weekend. Milliken and Carthage both swept their opponents today. Aaron Thill serving for Elmhurst here in the third. With the Blue Jays leading 16-10 here on Blue Jay TV. Tim Calderwood with you alongside Kevin Jude. Final volleyball broadcast of the fall. Really our second to last fall broadcast altogether as Caitlin Wilkes rises to the challenge in the middle. We have one football game for you. That would be the final game of the season, November 12th. Elmhurst and Carthage.
A pretty successful fall for the Blue Jays. Volleyball team can finish off Illinois Wesleyan here. The Blue Jays will be the third team to qualify for the CCIW tournament. Both men's and women's soccer teams are in.
V.C. Smith, 18-10 Elmhurst.
First time actually in school history that both the Elmhurst men's and women's soccer teams qualified in the same year. Women had not been in since 2003.
Illinois Wesleyan with the side out. (18-11). And a tip on the Katie Rhodes kill.
Rhodes with some power from the outside for the Titans. 18-12, Illinois Wesleyan not going away yet.
Perry Morgan stepping in. Rasmussen brings the Blue Jays a little closer to moving on. 19-12. as Melissa Milkey appears for the first time today. Milkey is in and serving for the Blue Jays. And off the blockers, Katie Rhodes. As we've seen tonight, Illinois Wesleyan, despite finding themselves behind the 8 ball, well, they are not going away. Darrow serving. Thill behind Wilkes. Just out. Thill in the middle for Wilkes. A whole lot of open floor.
And everyone to the back row, angling towards the left side. A huge hole in the back right corner, and Caitlin Wilkes puts it down with ease.
Converting is Stephanie Burrow. 20-15. Katie Rhodes serving. Here's Zarmak. Into the middle. A couple of Titans collide. They are way out of position.
Good effort by Illinois Wesleyan to stay with it all the way. The Blue Jays within 4 points of this match, though.
21-15. From the back row, it's Graybar over the top of the net, and a little miscommunication as Perry Morgan dove in.
Perry Morgan dove in, kept it alive, and then Milkey and Rasmussen just kind of froze, both thinking the other one was going to take it. Still a 5-point cushion. This is where we were, though, in the last set. Illinois Wesleyan started a good run to get themselves back in.
Zarmak has other ideas.
Again, that one may have been going long. Darrow does Elmhurst some favors.
(22-16). It'll be Zarmak serving for the Blue Jays. And an illegal rotation against Elmhurst.
I think V.C. Smith was up there waiting to check in. Ball had already been in there. Had been whistled, so it was too late for the Blue Jays to make the sub. Instead, now they hand the Titans a free point.
Rufer from the set slot was into the net.
Good effort by Katie Rufer to try to keep that one alive, but just a little bit into the net that time.
22-18, Illinois Wesleyan hanging around. Stephanie Burrow on serve with a long waltz up. Rufer behind towards Reynolds, and it's 23-18. When all else fails, go to your go-to player.
Megan Reynolds right down the middle for the Blue Jays. Very strong.
(23-18). Perry Morgan serving. Darrow eases it over. V.C. Smith, and it's a match point upcoming for Elmhurst. Perry Morgan trying to move the Blue Jays into a rematch with Milliken on a neutral floor. And it didn't wrap around the antenna. Match to the Blue Jays in straight sets. Win number 16 in a row for Elmhurst, who has not suffered a loss since way back on September 27th. 25-18, 25-23, and 25-18 as Elmhurst wins in straight sets here tonight. And Kevin, now they have the opportunity to avenge one of those losses this year.
Well, they'll get their shot against the Big Blue on Friday. That'll be up in Kenosha. Game times to be announced, likely probably a 5 o'clock, 7:30 start times on those two matches up there, but we will keep you posted on elmhurstbluejays.com as to when those start times will be.
Well, that's it for tonight. The Blue Jays are now 29-4. Illinois Wesleyan's season comes to an end with a mark of 18-15. Thanks so much for watching tonight. For our entire crew here on Blue Jay TV, cameraman Phil, producer-director Glenn, and for my broadcast partner Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood. Thanks for watching.